Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Credit Capital. Welcome to Credit Capital. My name is Aaron Evans, guys. I am honored and pleasured here to host this kind of special information today. I want to hop in right into the information, into the stew, to continue to share this link out with anybody who is joining this call. We will make sure that everybody be able to receive the value. Everybody's going to be able to learn some game today because my special guest is a certified financial credit specialist. He has the credentials, he has the testing, he's legally able to help people out all across the country. But before we get into what he's going to provide for today, I want to set the scene for all of us today on why I made this call. So, for those who may or not know, this month of April is Financial Literacy Month. A lot of people may not know that, but I'm letting you know now. This month of April is Financial Literacy Month. My goal as I would just say as a person who wants to help people financially is to expose us to the fundamental things that we have in life. I grew up in a household where my mother and father were very blessed to educate me on the fundamentals of finances. Now, did I listen all the time? Of course. I didn't listen all the time. I was a kid. I was going outside. I was doing different things. We all do that. But as I've gone older and older and have been blessed with the opportunity to learn how to trade, I now understood that the fundamentals of your financial health are very important. So before this call, I have two other pre-recorded calls, one for specifically taxes and different tax benefits for content creators, entrepreneurs that we may not know of. And then also I did another call with my two financial coaches, where my financial coaches did a massive Q&A with people who wanted to get the basics of what's the difference between your 401k and your index fund. Okay, how can we maximize our 9-to-5 job? What are some habits what are some pitfalls people have? And so today, to finish out the trifecta of the three foundational things everybody should need in life or benefit from is credit. So to sum up everything here, I've done three pillars that I believe in. I believe that everybody got to learn about credit because we all have to leverage it. Rich, broke, poor, black, white, or whatever. Everybody's got to pay taxes. Even though the rich know how to get around them, they're still educated on them. And guess what? For most of us, we still have to pay taxes anyway. As we learned in our financial literacy call with my financial coaches, we learned that our jobs get tax write-offs by offering us a product called a 401k. So even if our own companies and jobs are benefiting from tax breaks, why can't we? So I did a tax call. I did my financial coach. And now the final call for this month of April to sum up my three foundational tools is credit. Now, why is credit something very important? Because I'm going to tell you what, we can learn today that most people struggle in the realm of credit or are paying other people hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get their credit fixed. Either was past mistakes, either was maybe not being properly educated, or maybe it's the neighborhood they grew up in. But we all understand when we become an adult, we understand how important credit is. Can we all drop a one? And we can all nod our head in agreement that even as we get older, we understand that the power of credit, your credit history, your credit utilization, staying out of debt, opening cards when you're supposed to, credit scores, we might know the foundational, right? It even says 1 in 3 people are in debt. The entire United States is in debt. Some businesses and some people, entrepreneurs, literally profit from debt. Grant Cardone said it himself. Yeah, I love to be in debt. And if you guys don't understand, Joe Biden is about to put into practice that people with higher credit scores have to pay higher rates on their housing. For people with good credit scores, will have to make more payments because your credit score is higher. Don't take my word for it. Google it today. Joe Biden credit, and you will see articles of our very own president. Yes, I'll read the article to you verbatim. I'll read it to you what it just came out. And I'll give you guys the website too, so we can all do our own research. And we can all read to ourselves. We'll find a trusted source that we all know and love. Watch this. All right. So we'll do Newsweek, newsweek.com. Newsweek.com. Home buyers with good credit, this is the word. Home buyers with good credit scores will soon be facing higher mortgage fees as the Biden administration seeks to close the racial home ownership gap and get more first-time and low-income buyers through the door. Starting in May, a new federal rule will upend the current structure of the loan level price adjustment matrix. Home buyers with a good credit score could see their monthly mortgage payment rise by over $60 a month, while riskier borrowers will get more favorable mortgage terms because their fees are reduced. So understand, family, somebody might look at that and go, okay, why does that matter to me? Well, I'm 24 years old. I'm looking to buy a home in the future. That's going to affect me. That's something that that's going to alter my home buying abilities. Some of us already have homes now. That's going might affect us in the long run. But think about all the people in your life and all the people around the United States that are not on this call today that would be benefited if they understood how credit worked. They understood loans. They understood interest rates, APRs, APYs, the credit pitfalls, that there's not only 3 credit scores, there's really like 8 of them, right? So, family, we're going to bring it to the stage. Yeah, get me back in the mix. You thought I was going to go anywhere? Stop, don't play with me. Internet don't want to give y'all the game. Look, y'all, internet don't want to give y'all the game. So with that being said, that is the internet telling me I got to step out the way. Right, I got to step out of the way. I'm back. I'm live in action. Can we just blow up the chat for my brother, Mr. Keanu? He needs to, like, while he's hopping up to the front, I'm going to pin his video. And I just need, give me 2 minutes to edify this brother. I'm going to pin him to the front and y'all can see who it is. Let me go ahead and just edify this brother. Mr. Keanu, I had a chance to study what he does and who he is. I had a great conversation with my brother, Mr. Q. This brother, Keanu, for the past almost 4.5 years, have been not only positioning himself and his family, but other individuals on fixing their credits, providing us the game and the value on what certain pitfalls, what certain things we need to look at when it comes to credit. Mr. Keanu not only is offering his time today, but he's going to be able to help a very few of us today, a few lucky few, to get funded today up to $15,000. Because many of us on social media see the word funded and go, oh, what's funded? What is funding? What does really look like? Or what's this credit score? Or what does this mean? Or what does this mean? Or what does this mean? And I understand as a trader that if I have the benefit of learning a skill set where I can make money in the market 24/7, yes, because we trade cryptos on the weekend, but we understand that credit's going to be here for the rest of our lives, and our credit is important from the day that we turn 18 or even that we're born. Mr. Keanu Louis, if you can unmute your mic, bro, I'm going to make you the host. Because family, that's not enough energy for me. Yeah, that's not enough energy. That's not enough hype for this man. Nah, blow up the chat, yo. I never met this man in person, but the fact that he trusts me to do a presentation like this, to give him the floor, to give him the opportunity to give y'all the stew, the fire, the gems, I'm going to be taking notes. Even though this thing is recorded, I'm going to be taking stuff notes, because when it comes to credit, I don't want to be on the back end of it and not catch any of it. So, Mr. Keanu, brother, you look good. You look good, brother. You look good, bro. I love to see you here. Family, this is my man's Mr. Keanu Louis. Brother, you are the host. I'm going to step away. Thank you again for your time. Family, let's get ready to take some notes. I love you all. Let's get it.
Appreciate you, Aaron, bro. I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate you, for taking time out of your day to get on this call, to schedule this call, to get your camp on this call, to even want to provide them with this type of information. Because you could have just simply, got on a one-on call with me, mentorship with me, whatever the case may be, and got all the source, the information for yourself. But you're all for the people, you're all for the camp, bro. And that's something that I love about anybody. If they have that characteristics trait, I'm willing to work with any and everyone that's just a humble and willing to give the game out and not keep it for themselves. And I definitely appreciate you for that. And I'm definitely knowledgeable of that. And I'm definitely looking forward to, not only providing information to you, but to your camp, most importantly, so they can take it and run with the information. So I definitely appreciate you. But what I would say before I even really get things started, I don't know exactly which this group is called, if you have a team name or whatever the case may be. I'm not even sure how many people is in the group. If somebody can clarify me real quick, maybe drop in the chat, or Aaron, you could unmute yourself and let me know, like, how many people is in your chat for real?
Yo, to be transparent, man, the chat right now, we're at 24. We're 24 deep. But
Okay.
a lot of family on this call actually is not in that direct mentorship with me. Some people are from social media. Actually, my mother's on this call. So so my mom is on this call. So you have a very diverse background of people who are very knowledgeable. I can almost name almost everybody on this call by first name. I know a lot of them personally. Some of them did come from social media, but for 24 right now.
Got you. Perfect. So for the most part, you got the whole camp on here. Perfect. I love to hear. Where's everybody from? Real quick, just drop in the chat. Let me know where you guys are from. Where you guys are from. Let me know how your day is going, man. I'm very an interactive person when I get on calls like this. And I definitely don't want to make it feel like, hey, I'm just talking to the screen, right? Because I could do that all day for myself. But I definitely want to make sure that we're very interactive with me. If I ask a question, please make sure your fingers are ready on that keyboard, on that phone, to be ready to respond back to what I have to say. Because this is not just going to be just a regular Zoom call that you guys probably have been on. Is going to be very, very informational. I'm going to provide you guys with a lot of information. And you're also going to be able to learn a lot of different things that you guys can take away here. This is great. I see we got DC in the house. We got Harlem in the house. We got Florida in the house, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Atlanta in the house, Virginia, Dallas, Orlando, Chicago, CT. Dope, 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 dope. And if you guys don't mind, real quick in the chat, if you are comfortable, go ahead and drop, how old are you? All right, let me see, the age range that I'm working with here. Okay, dope, 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 dope. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. And there's a particular reason why I'm also asking this, because I'm gonna let you guys know there's literally no excuses and there's always a way, right? There's always a way. There's no excuses and there's always a way, right? So I'm seeing a lot of different ages. I'm seeing 23, seeing 45, seeing 23, seeing 36, 31, 30, 55, 29, 24, 30, 40, 33, 58, 39, 38, right? So we got a lot of different ranges here. And I've been able to mentor, coach. We got 70. I've been able to mentor and coach a whole lot of different people, a whole lot of different ages, a whole lot of different backgrounds. 70, that's the last one I've seen here, is probably the oldest there is. Congrats to you to even want to take a hold of this information that you're about to get seriously. But I've been able to mentor, coach, and guide a lot of people, consult a lot of people of all different races, colors, and ages. And one common thing is 9 times out of 10, I'm always working with people that's older than me, right? I just literally turned 21 about a few weeks ago, right? And financial education is a big, big thing. And that's something that I took advantage of from the jump, from as soon as I possibly can. And a lot of people really only want to learn financial information when they're in a financial distress, right? That's the most common time where people want to learn this type of information. Me, I took full advantage of it from the second that I knew about money. What money is and what money can do for me, what finances can provide for not only for me, but for the people in my life, for people that I care about, for the people that's going to come into my life, and so on and so forth, right? So it's extremely big, but regardless of when you start, it's not about when you start, it's about when you start, right? When you start, right? Exactly. Are you starting now or are you never starting at all? So definitely blessings to each and every single one of you that took initiative to hop on this call today. I definitely, while I'm about to bring up this PowerPoint, bear with me. as far as being able to maneuver here, just simply off of the fact that it's a new computer my girlfriend just got for me, and I'm still learning how to use it for real. Right. So just bear with me as I'm maneuvering through my PowerPoints and through the computer and etc. But what I want to do real quick, right? I want you guys to take a second. If you care about somebody in this world, right? And I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, everybody on this call cares about somebody. Right now, the time is 9:22. I'm going to give it until 9:25 until I bring up this PowerPoint. I want each and every single one of you to go through your contacts right now, go through your group chats, whatever the case may be. Drop the link in your group chat, drop the link to that person that you care about and let them know, hey, look, I care about you so much. I want you to learn this information. It's 100% free. And this information that you're going to learn can change your life. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, a lot of this information I'm going to be providing for you guys, I'm not holding back on this information, right? I have mentorship where I charge $5,000, $10,000, right? And it's some very valuable information where I can help people make 10, 20 plus $1,000, right? So all this information, I'm not holding back on nothing. You know, I'm limited on time, right? But I'm going to take as much time as I possibly can to provide this information for you. So I want you to know right now, this is not any fluff. This is not holding, you know, information back, giving you a little bit of it so then you can go and purchase something else from me. No, it's not that at all. I'm giving you all the information that I can possibly give you so that you can leave this call today and not even have to see my face, hear my voice ever again, right? I would love for you too, but I'm about to provide you all the information to where you won't even need me, right? So I want to give this until 9:25. Go ahead. You got 1 minute to, you know, contact that person that you may care about, that you, you know, want this information to stumble across. Somebody's life that you probably want to change. You probably have a friend that wants to start a business and they want information on how they can utilize their credit, how they can start business credit to take advantage, to get their business off the ground, so on and so forth, right? So I'm going to give it about a minute or two as I pull this up. Go ahead, guys. And I want to see these numbers rise.
We get in there. Y'all see it right now, 31 people now. Okay, look, who itching? Y'all got your notes out? I got my iPad out. I'm excited. Who's geeked? Who's geeked? I'm geeked. Y'all know me when I learn new information, I get geeked. Ooh, who got their notepads out? Yo, who got their notepads out? Drop a one if you got your notes out. Y'all ready? Who ready? Who got their notes out? Drop a one. Who got their notes out? Ready to go? Ooh, wait. Yeah, we locked in, baby. We locked into this one. I'm excited. Man, I can't thank y'all enough, man, for this. This has been manifested for so long, man, but I'm just got the Naruto pad out. Stop playing. iPad out, ready to go. This is pump. This is pump. I personally want to welcome everybody on here, man. You know, continue sharing this link out. This is still open. This is very much open to anybody. So if you guys are locked in, what's up? What's up? We're gonna get it. Do a little roll call to make sure to see everybody. You, my boy, you ready?
All right. So look, I literally, like I told you guys about this computer, I literally just downloaded Zoom on here too. So I cannot share my screen. I had to update it on my settings. But what I have to do, the only way for it to update real quick is for me to leave and then come right back. So take host real quick. I'm going to leave and I'm going to come right back.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Right,
don't worry about that, bro. We understand. We understand how it is. So while he's pulling that up, look, we'll take a couple minutes. So let's go. I want to go over a few things just with you guys as well. You know, technology happens, but it's all good. Since we're here, I want to speak more about a little bit up here for why I'm doing this a little bit more. So I've come to the realization that for a lot of us, especially in the short, actually drop a 7 if you trade. Where are my traders at? Who actually actively trade in the market still? If you are actively trading, you know, cryptos, Forex, stocks, whatever, if you're trading right now, drop a 7. Okay, so while my man is, you know, he's hopping on, he's getting more people are coming on as well. And what I want to speak about is just I want to provide a little bit of a different kind of perspective that maybe some people are not looking at it right now. So what I see that's happening around us in our environment, there is a need for not just a whole bunch of pockets of value, meaning where I don't want to travel all the way out there to this person and then go to this person and then go to this person, right? I want to be able to find an ecosystem where I can come in for a one-time deal and people can come in and learn all different aspects, including trading, including, content creation, but also having credits, taxes, and a financial coach along that journey is definitely going to be able to help out. So while you guys are on this call, think about why this credit conversation is going to be important is because even though that we trade, even though that we make money, there's a lot of people who don't trade at all. They can care less. But on the other end, they're struggling right here with credit. They're struggling a little bit, but they don't want to do what we're passionate about respectfully. So what if we could show that the energy we have up here can also be translated to here? And that's why we have brothers like Mr. Keanu, who knows how to trade and has been leveraging this. So my man, this is back. Let me pass it over to you, bro. You ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, bro. You are the host, my guy. Take it away. We all got our notes out. It's on you. Let's get it.
All right, perfect. Dope. Go ahead real quick and drop a 111 in the chat. If you can see my screen, it should say credit to capital. Let me know. Go ahead, drop a 111 in the chat for me real quick. All right, perfect. Look, this is another big thing for me. I'm not too big on PowerPoints, but I only like to have it here to reference off of. But when it comes to me learning information, I'm not the type of person that's just going to screenshot a PowerPoint and think that's it. I'm going to look back at my screenshots. So the biggest thing that I'm going to let you guys know is, yes, you're going to get a lot of information through the PowerPoints. Take the screenshots if you have to. Again, this is free information to you. This is a PowerPoint that I use personally, that I've used in the past for my mentorship students, which is valued at thousands of dollars, right? Which you guys are getting for free, right? And I want you to understand that, yes, you're going to get these PowerPoints. The information is going to be right there visually for you. I'm going to move at a modest pace, not too fast, not too slow. So if you have to be that person that takes a screenshot, go ahead and take it. But please, take your notes, right? Take your notes, get that notepad out, get that pen paper out, and let's get this moving, right? Somebody said, oh my God, yeah, funny. All right, perfect, right? So credit to capital. How do I maneuver through this? Right. So for those of you that don't know me, right, who is Keanu Louis? If this is your first time seeing my face, hearing my name, being on a call with me, if you haven't seen me on social media, any social media platform or etc., let me give you a little bit of background of myself, right? So I started my entrepreneur journey, like almost anybody has, at a very young age, right? 5 years old, 6 years old, hustling in elementary school. I was probably making like $20 a week, some weeks probably even more, right? I was selling like candy. One time I sold a Capri Sun for $20 to a kid that just had no idea of the value of money, right? But, I understood of supply and demand at that point, right? He didn't have any juice. He was thirsty. And I had a Capri Sun and I offered to him for $20. I saw he had $20 in his hand, and I offered him for $20, right? So supply and demand. So for me, entrepreneurship started at a very, very, very young age. But growing up, right, I made it my mission to learn high income skills, right? Understanding people's needs and find a problem and solve it, right? Senior year of high school, I made $30,000 in 1 month selling cars, right? Plus with my marketing business. I had the opportunity, through blessed by God, honestly, to come across a gentleman that at the time was a big mentor to me and is extremely a big mentor to me now to this day, that gave me an opportunity to take a hold of the automotive space. And I started marketing for him. And over time, he trusted me to be on the sales floor and actually start selling cars. And from there, it was just night and day from what I was able to do. So in 1 month, I literally, in high school, 17 years old, I made $30,000 in 1 month, right? And at this point in school, I was making more than my teachers, obviously, right? My parents, senior year, my parents told me, go to college. College was something that wasn't even on my mind, if I'm being completely honest with you. But they nagged me about it. So what did I do? I enrolled. I 100% enrolled. But I just never showed up. Right? I did like 1 week on Zoom, and that was it. Right. And to be completely honest with you, I never unenrolled or whatever you call it. And I got a bill for $12,000, but who cares, right? We just paid it off and call it what it is. But you live and you learn, right? But from working in a car dealership, was extremely cool. I enjoyed it. I made a lot of money. I've been able to network with a lot of different people, and these people that I've networked with allowed me to be who I am today. Individuals that I've partnered with to start my car rental business, individuals that I've partnered with in, real estate investments and etc. So I'm definitely grateful for it, but I've branched off of working in the car dealership just because there's a lot of negatives that come with it of putting people financially in a bad situation, right? And that was never my thing. I made a lot of money doing it, but for me, it's not about the money. It's all about helping people at the end of the day. And it took me a while to realize that, but when I realized that, I had to get out of that and put myself in a different situation, right? So from there, I branched off. I started my own business, Louis Lucrative, offering credit services, personal and business coaching, funding, e-commerce. I was doing car rentals, still do. Investing and trading was a big thing for me, right? I was doing my credit repair services, right? Making a whole bunch of money. I've built my credit up, got a whole bunch of different fundings from a whole bunch of different lenders, used that money to invest into trading. And my biggest trade that I've made was I took a couple $1,000s from a credit card, put it in my MetaTrader 4 app, and I was able to, in about a few days, not too sure that the exact time frame or when exactly I got in. Bitcoin was probably at around $15,000. And I was able to make roughly I want to say around 60, 70K, somewhere around there. And from there, I understood now how to leverage my credit, how to leverage other people's money, right? OPM, to take advantage of my situation. Right. I've made 6 figures and done well over $15 million in sales across everything that I've done and funding. Right. And I say all of this to say, not to brag, but to let you guys know it's possible. Right. I was never a person that was born into money. Right. My family was never instantly, had the wealth. Right. I always had the get it myself mentality, the rely on myself mentality, right? So I say this again, not to brag, but to let you guys know that it's possible. And no matter where you are currently, whatever position in life that you are, it is possible for you, right? So wherever you are in life, understand all it takes is making that switch, right? That's literally all it takes. So all in all, if you were to ask me, who am I and what do I do for a living? The God-given honest answer is I'm doing me and I live for a living, right? So hopefully right there, that clarified some things for you guys, right? But have you heard of the saying, the proof is in the pudding? Well, let me let you know, the proof is in the paychecks, right? So I'm not just going to be the person that's just going to talk to you a whole bunch of nonsense and not show you the proof, right? As much as I can. Now, again, this is a PowerPoint that I've created over 2 years ago. A lot of the stuff that I had updated today, but a lot of this stuff is really from 2 years ago, right? So I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in this game for a long time. You guys probably will see on social media, there's a lot of people right now that, quote unquote, does credit, knows how to repair credit, is doing funding, know how to get people funding. But I've been doing this from the start of 2019 and up, right? And I have the results to show it, right? But this is just a little bit of it. I'm not going to go too deep, but you can take a look. I've been able myself personally, Amex, you can see $90,000, right? You can see my trading account right there. That's just from BTC, from when it was around 17,000. I had took that screenshot when I was up $25,000, and you can see the current balance on that, right? It's only about $1,300, right? And that $1,300 went a long way, right? So a whole bunch of different stuff here, guys, but the proof is in the pudding. And if you want more proof in the paychecks, you can go to my Instagram as well. And you can reach out to individuals that have partnered with me, individuals that I've helped, and anybody in particular that you see around me. Just ask around, and they'll let you know the real raw, right? So let's keep it pushing here, right? So you need to be mentally wealthy, right, before you are physically, right? We're going to get into the credit stuff, but I want you guys to understand at the end of the day, credit is wealth, right? Wealth is credit. The wealthiest people that you know in today, 10 times out of 10, they became wealthy off of credit, right? Nobody really utilized their own money, right? You've heard the saying, it takes money to make money. Rich people tell you this all the time, right? It takes money to make money. But what they didn't tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to hear me loud and clearly. It 100% takes money to make money. But, and I want you guys to write this down. It doesn't need to be your money, right? It takes money to make money, but it doesn't need to be your money. Write that down, please. It's very important, right? So the wealthiest people in this world today are able to utilize OPM, other people's money, which essentially is the bank's money, right, to capitalize on their investments, to capitalize on their business ventures, and etc. Right? So understand that, right? But mentally, you need to be mentally wealthy before you are physically. So, right? So what are you feeding your mind? What are you watching? What are you reading? What are you listening to? Right? Who and what do you surround yourself around? Right? Do you keep poor people around you? Right? And by essentially what I mean by poor is not, poor in their pockets, poor in their mentality. Right? That's the biggest thing. How is your environment? Who are you around? Right? And you must become who and what you want to attract. Right? Become of high value to attract high value things and people, right? Don't be cheap. You must be a buyer to attract buyers in your business, right? You must do the things that you want to receive back, right? Energy is 100% real. And if you haven't learned that by now, trust me, sometime in your life you will, right? If you have a business and you're selling, for example, clothes, if you go to the mall all the time and you're a window shopper and you don't buy, when you're starting up your clothes business, whatever the case may be, trust me, you will get a lot of window shoppers, right? And that's the biggest thing that I had to learn. I had to learn that, hey, if I want people to invest into my mentorship, if I want people to invest into my consultations, if I want people to invest into my credit repair services, I have to be able to do the same, right? I've invested thousands and thousands of dollars to go to seminars for mentorships, right? My last mentorship that I've done recently in the past 3 months, I paid $10,000 for it, right? And it was a 2-day mentorship for $10,000. And I learned a lot of information that helped me make my $10,000 investment back tenfold, right? So understand, be who you want to attract. That's ultimately for that last point right there. And lastly, get out of your comfort zone, right? A lot of people are comfortable with their living situation financially. And I'm here to tell you, right? Credit is the thing that will change that for you in a matter of seconds, right? Because think about this. How long would it take you personally to save $10,000? I want us all to be 100% real with yourself, 100% real with me in the chat real quick. How long will it take you to save $10,000, whether you're working a job, whether you're if you have some sort of investing, trading, whatever the case may be? Give me a standard time that it would take you to save $10,000. Save. Let me know in the chat. See, it'll be a while, a year at least, a year, 3 to 4 years, 1 year, 4 months, 1 year, a year plus. All right, so I'm getting a very long time, right? The lowest time that we got was 4 months, right? And that's being completely transparent, and I appreciate that, right? So now, while somebody may take a year to save $10,000, guess what I have to do? I'm gonna get on my computer, right? I know my credit score, so I know what bank I'm gonna go to. I know what that bank wants to see on that application, so I'm gonna put it on there. And in one click of a button, once I click submit, I get access to $10,000. So while you waited a year to try to save $10,000 to start that business, all I did was learn the information and what I needed to put on an application to get me $10,000. And I got it, right? OPM, right? And become an executor. And on this call, and if you're going to be working with me, I only want to be able to work with executors, right? So let's get busy. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, right? Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Keanu Louis, if you please, right? You don't have to. But let's hop straight into this, ladies and gentlemen. What is credit, right? Credit is an arrangement you have with the lender to obtain goods and services. Excuse me, let me just move my face out the way. To obtain goods and services that you then pay for a later date under agreed upon terms, right? So you've heard the term buy now and pay later. That's essentially what it is, right? So there's different types of credit accounts, right? There's installment credit, and there's revolving credit, right? And again, like I said, I'm not going through all these PowerPoints. I'm just using it as reference. And a lot of things that you may not see on the PowerPoint is just off the top of my head. So that's why I highly advise for you to take notes, right? So there are two primary type of credit accounts you may come across depending on the situation and your needs: installment and revolving, right? So installment credit involves a lender extending an amount of credit upon and agreed to repay the debt in regular installment or a fixed period. Most loans include, which are considered an installment loan, which are mortgages, auto loans, student loans, personal loans, right? Are considered installment loans. Then you have revolving credit, allows consumers to borrow money using a line of credit when they need it, rather than getting it all in the beginning. And you can typically borrow upon up to a certain limit, right? But once you pay what you used, you can then reborrow again, right? And this is a revolving credit, is a credit card, right? So if you have a $500 credit limit, you use $500 and you pay that $500 back, you then can use that $500 again. That's an example of revolving credit. Installment credit, right? You get a loan for $5,000, you use that $5,000 up, you pay them back, you don't have access to that $5,000 again, contingent to what installment line of credit you have, right? Nowadays, there's a lot of new different softwares, technology in the lending world where they do have installment loans where you can borrow against, and once you do pay it back, that loan, you still have access to it. And I am partnered with one bank that actually allows my clients to do this, right? Which you guys can have access to if so you please, right? So getting further into this, what is a credit score, right? So a lot of people can differentiate the difference of a credit score versus a credit report, and what's most important, right? And we're going to get into this as well, right? So credit score is a numerical representation of the information that can be found on your credit report, right? It provides you and others with a snapshot of your overall credit health, right? So your credit score can range anywhere between 300 to 850. Right. So that's the numerical credit score that you have. So if you're looking at your credit score right now, or if you have recently, wherever you look at it on, whether it's Credit Karma, whether it's on your bank app, whether it's Experian, wherever it is that you look, that number is your credit score. Right. So how can you get your credit report? There's a lot of different places, and I explained to it. The three major credit bureaus, which are essentially, they're not bureaus, which I'm not going to get too deep into. These are just companies that essentially collect your data and benefit off of your data. But the three major reporting agencies are Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, right? These are the three major reporting agencies that can either make or break your situation, right? So where can you actually get your actual full credit report? So the two places that I like to go to get a free copy of your actual credit report, if you want to know the real raw, your actual score, what's actually on there, right? I suggest you go to annualcreditreport.com, right? And you can get a free copy of your credit scores, right? Your whole report across all three bureaus, right? or you can go to Identity IQ, and you can set up a subscription, which is $29.99, $30 a month. And they give you everything. It's outlined a little bit better, which what I like. And I personally use Identity IQ simply when it comes to repair and credit, just because everything is aligned better, it's smoother, and it's simpler. And it's a faster process to get my credit report and see everything on one screen when it comes to repairing my credit. But I personally recommend everybody go to Annual Credit Report to get a free copy of your credit report. And they change this every so often on their website. The last time I went on there, you can get a free copy of your credit report every week. But don't quote me on that. Just go on there yourself, and it will let you know. All right. So did you know it's important to note that financial institutions aren't legally required to report account information to your credit reporting agency? As a result, not all credit activity helps improve your credit history. Most banks, credit unions, and other lenders, however, report to agencies regularly. So this is something that you're going to learn further down the line in this call, as to how my company is able to get things removed off of individuals' credit report, right? Because it is illegal for them to report anything on your credit report, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. Now, of course, we benefit off of the positive stuff, but regardless, even if it is positive, these things can get removed off your credit report. All right. We have tactics to where we can literally remove any and everything off your credit report, and you can start with zero, right? You can start fresh, a baby, right? And this is something that we're able to do in literally 45 days. When your credit report updates, you can have everything wiped off and start fresh from zero, regardless of what it is that's on your credit report, whether it's a bankruptcy, a repossession, a late payment, a charge-off, collections, medical debt, you name it, it can get removed off of consumer laws. And this is something that I'm speaking further down into, but I'm going to be breaking down to you in this call. All right, so how is a credit score calculated, right? So there are 5 major key components that calculate your credit score overall, right? So if you look to the left, this image here is going to let you guys know this, right? 15% to the left, right? 15% is the length of your credit history. How long have you had credit, right? Have you had your one credit card, your first credit card open for 2 months? Have you had it open for a year, 5 years, etc., right? And they also get the overall average. So if you had a credit card for 5 years and then you got a recent credit card for 2 years and then you just got one today that you just got today, which is, and it reports to your credit report today, which would be 1 month, they're going to take all those, the 2 year, the 5 year, the 1 month, add it all up, divided by 3, and that will be your average length of credit history. That takes about 15%. The more credit age that you have, the length, the better, right? Then we're going up from that is the type of credit that you use. 10%, again, this is not really very important, but it plays a big factor, right? The type of credit is what installment accounts do you have? What revolving line of credits do you have? So you don't only just want to have installment lines, or you don't only want to have revolving line of credit. You don't just want to have all credit cards, right? You want to get some type of installment loans, right? You want to get an auto loan on your credit. You want to get, a personal loan. You want to get student loans. If you have, a lot of people think student loans are bad. Student loans are good, right? If they're reflecting positively, right? New credit is a big factor. A lot of people say, oh, I just got this new credit card. Why did my score go down? Right? I just reported on my credit report. Why did it go down? I just got this car. I just reported on my credit. Why did it go down? Whenever you get a new line of credit reported to your credit report, your length of your credit history now goes down, because remember, they're taking it as a whole, dividing it by the total amount of accounts that you have, and that's the average percentage that you get. So any new line of credit that reports to your credit report will lower your score. Right now, for everybody, the fact of how much it lowers will depend. Right. The next biggest thing on this list, and I'm really going to hint at this a lot, is payment history. Right. Payment history, if you guys take a look, is 35%. It plays the biggest role in your credit score, and the biggest role in how you can utilize your credit, right? So first things first, pay your stuff, right? You have to be 100% responsible, right? Everybody on this call is older than me, right? So you have to be 100% responsible, right? Pay your stuff, right? Set your stuff up on auto pay. Don't think, oh, it's due today, I can't pay it today, let me pay it tomorrow. Do what you have to do to pay it, right? Set it up on auto pay. Every credit card company, every lender has some form of auto pay. Put it on auto pay, set it, and leave it alone. Let them take the money out, the minimum payment, and keep it pushing, right? And you want to make sure you have 100% payment history, right? So that means out of all the lines of credit that you have reporting on your credit report, every single one of those accounts need to be 100% on-time payments, right? It needs to say 100% payment history. Even if it's 99, I promise you, that will be the biggest downfall that would affect you from getting a mortgage, getting an auto loan, getting a credit card, all right? So that payment history is the biggest thing. That's 35%. 30% is the amount owed, your debt, right? How much debt do you have, right? So this plays a big factor as along the lines of debt to income ratio, right? So how much debt do you have versus the amount of income that you're making, right? If you have $100,000 in debt and you're making $20,000 a month, and a lender sees this, they will not approve you, right? They will not approve you. If they see that you're paying $2,000 a month in credit cards, you have a $500 car note, right? Your rent is $2,000. We're looking at $4,500 right now, right? And they see that you only make $4,500 a month, all your income is going to your debt. So what does that mean? If you go apply for a line of credit, if you go apply for a mortgage, if you go apply for an auto loan, you will get denied, right? So now there's ways to hide this legally, right? Which I'm going to be showing to you on this call. Again, everything that I'm explaining to you, if I don't break it down right there and then, will be broken down throughout the duration of this call. All right, so your credit score in the names. You have poor, which is anywhere between 300 to 579. You have fair, which is anywhere between 580 to 669. You have good, which is anywhere between 670 to 739. You have very good, which is anywhere between 740 to 799. And you have the best, right, which is really not the best, which I'll explain to you, which is anywhere between 800 to 850. Just to let you guys know right now, you do not need an 800 credit score to do different than what somebody with a 740 has, right? I've been able to touch the 800 range, and, credit fluctuates down, up and down all the time. But, what I can do with 740 is the same thing I can do within 810. Right. So the score is not the biggest thing. It's what's on it's what's on your credit report. The score only determines, for certain situations, your interest rate and your payments. That's the two major things, right, that your score only determines. Your interest rate, for example, your interest rate for an auto loan, right? Your payment for an auto loan, your payment for a personal loan, your interest rate for a personal loan, and etc. Right? So your score isn't the biggest thing you should be focused on. It's what's on your report. All right. But why is credit important? Right? A lot of people, really want to know, why is credit important? For most consumers, building a solid credit history is an important step in establishing their financial security. Not only is credit important to borrow at a favorable rates, right, but it can also help you get a job, get into an apartment, lower your auto and homeowners insurance rate, right? Avoid a deposit on a utility agreement and more, right? So your credit stretches further than what you may think. Your credit plays, which a lot of people don't know, your credit plays a big factor in your insurance rate, right? A big factor in your insurance rate, right? I used to think it was your age that plays the biggest factor, right? Until I went to an insurance broker office with my grandpa, right? And he got quoted for the same vehicle higher than what I got quoted. I thought maybe, hey, if I get my car under my grandpa, it's gonna be way cheaper, right? And turns out he is way higher quotes than me because my credit score is way better than his. All right. So your credit score plays a big factor in a lot of different things in your life. Right. So this right here is very, very big. And it's very something that you guys should take down when it comes to you guys going and applying for credit, right? There's two different things when building your credit, right? And, you know, acquiring lines of credit, right? You have your unsecured line of credit and you have your secured line of credits, right? Your secured loan or credit card, right? A secured loan or credit card is when you use your own money to borrow against it, right? You use your own money and pay it back like the bank actually gave it to you. For example, you give Bank of America $500 to use as your own credit card limit or loan amount and pay the monthly fee if there is one, right? So that's a secured when you have to put down money to get that card. And this is something that's substantial for individuals that either have extremely bad credit or you have no credit at all and these banks don't trust you, right? That's the biggest thing when it comes to credit. All credit is trust, right? All credit is trust. If I became your friend today and you had a friend for 10 years, the friend from 10 years comes and asks you to borrow $2 and I come to you to ask to borrow $2 and you only have $2, 9 times out of 10, you're going to give it to your friend of 10 years versus giving it to me, which I just met you because you trust your friend more than me. You have more trust in your friend than you have in me, right? So credit, all it is trust. How much do these banks trust you so other lenders can trust you as well, right? You have your unsecured line of credit, which is your loans and your credit cards, right? An unsecured line of credit or credit card, you don't have to put your own money down because the bank essentially trusts you, right? They come up with that limit to provide for you, right? I want everybody real quick to drop in the chat. If you are comfortable again, what is, and if you do have a credit card, what is your highest and your lowest limit? Real quick, go ahead and drop that in the chat for me. What is your highest and your lowest limit? Okay, yep, Q, I know your highest is 7,000. I got you approved for that. Aaron, 5K, Capital One, 500, 5K, 600, 500, 5K. Okay. Rebuilding minus 300, 500. Okay. Perfect. All right. So we're seeing some ranges. We got some good numbers here, right? So for me, right, again, and I don't say any of this to brag. I don't say any of this for any reason. It's simply just for you to take accountability for yourself and that to understand that information is everything, right? Information is everything. For me, my highest credit limit is no limit, right? My highest credit limit is no limit, right? I'm able to, with Amex, request to spend a certain amount and I can spend it, right? My lowest, I believe, is 15,000. All right. So information is everything, right? Information is 100% everything. But here's some tips and hacks you can't find on Google, right? Credit card companies match the credit you already have, right? For example, if you have a $500 credit card, they will give you another $500 credit card if you apply, right? Meaning, if Bank of America, you have a credit card with Bank of America and that limit is $500 and you go to Chase to apply for a credit card, they're going to look at your credit report. They're going to see that Bank of America trusts you with 500. So Chase will also trust you with 500. So they would either match it, give you maybe just a little less, or they'll give you maybe just a little bit more, right? But they will not go crazy over what they already see your comfortability rate is, your rate limit is, right? So if you have 500, don't expect to get a $5,000 credit card. It's very rare to happen, right? Now there's ways around this. There's different tactics that you can take to make sure you get and guarantee high limits. One of those things that I could explain to you are trade lines, right? Something that I offer and I provide to my clients are trade lines, which are essentially authorized users, but these trade lines are vetted and they are prepared for specific reasons to help individuals that need an instant boost to their credit score to go ahead and do the things that they want to do. So I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but let's get into it, right? The more information, the merrier. All right. So one of my services are trade lines, right? So what we do is we are able to basically report a trade line to any individual's credit report. So now, for example, if we have our client that wants a $30,000 line of credit because they need to invest into their business, they need more products and services to sell, whatever the case is, but their credit score is very low, or they only have the highest limit credit card that they have is 500 or 5,000, right? And they know if they go to, after a consultation with us, they know if they go to the bank's not going to give them what they need, right? So their credit needs to match what they're trying to ask for. So we would add, right, a trade line to the credit report, right, of $30,000 or more. So now once it reports, then we can go ahead and help them apply for the line of credit that they need, which would be a credit card or a loan. And we'll go furthermore into which one we like the person to go towards. And because that bank sees, oh, this bank is able to trust you with a $30,000 credit limit, we're also going to match you with that as well. All right. So that essentially is what credit matching is and how these companies utilize this, right? Paying your credit card balance off in full looks amazing. Single month after you're using it, right? But essentially, right, the more you're paying it off, the better, right? So one of the things that I like to do is I will use, for example, $6,000 on my credit card, 2 days, paid off. Use 6,000 again, 2 days, paid off. Use 6,000 again, couple days, paid off, right? And the reason why I use this is a tactic called credit limit increase, right? They see that I'm not only using all this money, but I also have the money to pay it off. So when I go and call these banks up and ask for a credit limit increase, and I ask for $12,000. Now I ask for $15,000. I double my limit that they already gave me. They're more than willing to give it to me simply off of the fact that they see I'm not only utilizing the money, right? They see I'm paying it back off as well, right? Don't like your limit or card benefits, you can actually call to increase or get benefits of even upgrade your card, excuse me. All right. So I kind of jumped the gun again, right? So if your credit limit is low, you can actually increase your credit limit, right? Simply by calling up the bank that you have that credit card with and simply let them know, hey, look, I have a $500 credit limit with you guys, and I would like to increase that limit, right? So now one of the tactics that I like to utilize, some of the things I like to say when I get on this call to not essentially guarantee that credit limit increase, but give me a higher chance of that credit limit increase, right? I will get on the phone with them. I'll let them know, hey, look, first scenario from going back to the second poll here, where I let you guys know that I use the card, paid off, use the card, paid off, use the card, paid off, right? And the reason why I do this is simply the fact of, this is a prime scenario. Let's say you have a kid, right? And you give the kid a cheeseburger and you cut that cheeseburger in half, right? And your kid eats half of that cheeseburger and they come to you and say, Mom, Dad, I want another cheeseburger. Are you going to give them another cheeseburger? Let me know in the chat real quick. Drop a yes or no in the chat, right? If you gave your kid a cheeseburger, you cut that cheeseburger in half, they only ate one half, and they come to you and they ask for another cheeseburger, are you going to give them another cheeseburger? Yes or no in the chat. Yes or no in the chat. Perfect. We're getting a lot of no's, and that is the answer, right? No, you're not going to give them another cheeseburger, right? Because they didn't even finish the other half. So a lot of you guys have learned from your mother, from your dad, from a family member, oh, if you're going to get this credit card, right, let me know in the chat. Am I right or am I wrong, right? Am I right or am I right? Have any of your relatives, family, parents, whatever the case may be, have told you, hey, if you're going to get a credit card, just use it for little things, for gas, go get gum, that's it. Just get it, maybe not even use it at all. Just have it just to build your credit, right? That was me. That's what my dad told me, get it, spend little things on it and, make sure you pay it back off. And that's the wrong way of utilizing your credit. I mean, that's an okay way of utilizing your credit. But if you want to take advantage of your credit, this is how you do it. You want to use that thing to the fullest, right? You probably never heard this from anybody before, but I'm going to give you the raw. You want to max that thing out. only if you can pay it off, right? Max it out only if you can pay it off, right? So what I do is I'm going to say with the scenario of the kid in the cheeseburger, I'm going to eat the full cheeseburger, ask for another cheeseburger, eat the full cheeseburger again. So my parent could know that I'm a fat boy, right? Right? I like to eat. I like to eat. So essentially relating back to the bank, they know that I can utilize their full credit limit that they're providing me, right? And if they know this, they're willing to now give me more, right? So that's essentially what it is. Again, it says want a live example. I'm not gonna do a live example on this call today. Simply over the fact that due to time, and I have done a lot of credit limit increases recently. And I have a time frame of when I like to go back to do this, right? The power of pre-approval. So every time you apply for credit cards, ladies and gentlemen, you will receive a hard inquiry, right? And you will typically see a decrease in your credit score about 5 points or less. Everybody is completely different in the average points that you're going to see a decrease by, right? I've seen people transparently get 8, 10 plus points decrease. I mean, that's simply just because they have an extremely low and light profile that hard inquiry plays a big factor, right? But now when applying for credit, some lenders offer pre-approvals in which they pre-approve you, letting you know, which the pre-approval lets you know that you have a higher chance of gaining access to it. That pre-approval, if you get pre-approved, it doesn't mean that you're really approved. It's just letting you know that, hey, you can apply with us, and we're giving you that confidence that you have a higher chance of approval. They still have to run that hard inquiry to see what's actually on your report for real, right? But the soft inquiry that they're doing, which is the pre-approval, is what's determining, hey, we see the front page and we like it, and we want you to be a client of ours, right? So this saves time, and it saves a waste of a hard inquiry. Why apply for a line of credit? Why apply for a credit card if you're not 100% sure you'll get approved for it? If you don't understand credit, if you don't know that your credit report, your credit profile is 100% ready to go ahead and apply, on that application and click submit, then don't do it. All right. This is why we love pre-approvals. All right. The best thing here, here's a hack. You can remove hard inquiries in 24 hours or less. All right. But you have to do it. We have to do it before the account is active and reporting on your credit report, right? Even if you do get a hard inquiry and you get approved for this credit card, you can actually remove the hard inquiry, but you need to do this before the account is active reporting on your credit report. Meaning I can get approved for a Capital One credit card right now, and I can remove the hard inquiry 5-10 minutes after getting approved, right? But the second it reports on your credit report, you do not want to remove the hard inquiry. If you try to remove a hard inquiry with an open account, they will 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, close the account, right? And that will affect their credit score a lot, right? And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a lawyer of any kind. So reach out to your personal financial advisor to get information, more information on knowledge on if you should do this or not, right? But I've helped and done this for thousands and thousands of my clients, right? So you can remove a hard inquiry within 24 hours or less, right? When you do get a hard inquiry, regardless if it's for a credit card, regardless if it's for a auto loan, for a mortgage, and etc. When you go to the dealership and they run your credit 14, 15 times, right? You can literally, the second you leave that dealership, right? Or even while you're in the dealership, and I've done this before, right? I sat down with a salesman, they ran my credit, I got approved. I said, give me a couple of seconds. Hopped on the phone, removed all those inquiries in front of their faces, right? And obviously it takes 24 hours or less to update on your credit report. But here's what I'm doing for you guys today. And I got a lot of valuable resources for you guys that you guys are going to get for free, right? You guys are actually going to be receiving my ebook showing you guys step by step how to remove a hard inquiry in 24 hours or less. right? 100% for free. You guys are going to be getting this from me. I'm going to go ahead. Everything that I'm telling you guys are going to get for free, I'm going to provide it to Aaron, right? He's going to go ahead and, however he's going to distribute that to you guys. All right. But you guys 100% will be getting that from me for free. It is something that you can utilize whenever you do get a hard inquiry. Keanu provided me with this ebook that I can go ahead and instantly remove a hard inquiry off of my credit report. Right, so this right here is extremely, extremely big. A credit score versus your actual FICO score, right? So in short, your FICO score is not the same as any other credit score. While your credit score may be similar, if not the same, from lender to lender, it's important to be aware of the key differences between your FICO score and your other credit scores, right? So right now, I'm about to make a lot of people sad, and I might make a lot of people happy, right? So if you have Credit Karma, go ahead and drop a 555 in the chat for me, right? Real quick, if you have Credit Karma, go ahead and drop a 555. If you utilize Credit Karma, if you love Credit Karma, if Credit Karma got you hyped, right? And Credit Karma to me, Credit Karma to me is extremely crazy. Credit Karma might send you a notification saying, hooray, you're doing tremendous in your credit score. You go check it, just drop 50 points, right? Credit Karma, if I'm being extremely honest with you, it's cool. A lot of people have it. Everybody on this call is dropping 555. But honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, Credit Karma they funny. They're very funny, right? But let me explain to you guys the difference of this so you can really understand, right? What is a FICO score, right? So FICO is more than just a credit score. In fact, it's a whole company, right? So FICO stands for Fair Isaac Corporation, which is a data analyst firm that focuses on providing credit scoring services to lenders who need to vet potential borrowers. To date, the FICO score is the most used credit score model in the United States. Right. The goal of the FICO score is to range consumers based on how likely they are to pay their debts. Right. They do this by calculating your risk according to the factor like your credit mix, your credit limit use, right? The length of your credit, right? Your payment history are the biggest things, right? When it comes to your actual FICO score. Now, the difference from a FICO score to a credit score, right? Credit score also being known as that Vantage score, right? So going back real quick, like I said, if you have Credit Karma, you go check your Credit Karma score. You've probably seen this right under your scores. It says calculated using Vantage score 3.0, right? A Vantage score, ladies and gentlemen, is essentially, right, a exaggerated score, right? And when I mean exaggerated could mean less than what it is or more than what it is, right? So when you're looking at your Credit Karma, you go to that dealership and the salesman asks you, what's your credit score? Please do not look stupid and tell them do not go to Credit Karma and tell them that Vantage score, right? Because when they actually run it, they're gonna get your FICO score, right? And they're gonna tell you, yeah, this is your score. You're gonna, you might get mad. You might start seeing, no, this is what Credit Karma told me. This is my actual score, and I promise you, it's not that at all, right? That's essentially what your FICO score is, a credit score. So if you have even Credit Sesame, right? If you have, what's that other one? I forgot the other one, right? But if it's not your actual FICO score, ladies and gentlemen, if it doesn't say FICO at the bottom of it, right, that is not a score that these lenders are looking at, right? It's not. Transparently, it's not at all, right? Some people go into the dealership. I've had, again, I say that scenario because as a previous salesman, people have come to me, yeah, I got a 740, 750, this, that, and the third. I make this amount of money a month. The biggest thing is that credit score. But if you're telling me the Vantage, I really could care less. Right? It's all about the actual score. One time this person told me he had a 760 and they showed it to me on the Vantage. I let him know, like, look, I'm going to go run it, but it's not a 760. Right? I know for sure it's not a 760. Came back, it was like a 628. Right? So that Vantage score, again, it tells lies, right? It tells lies 100%. Right? So now, another thing when it comes to the FICO, right? what's even crazy, a lot of people think credit is just Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, and of course, a lot of people know Credit Karma. If I was to ask people about, what's your credit score, what's a credit score, first thing I might hear is Credit Karma, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, right? But your credit score is literally deeper than what you think, right? And I'm not gonna go too deep into this because I don't want to blow anybody's mind, and make them think deeper than what it is, right? But you have 20, 30 plus scores, right? You got 20, 30 plus scores, right? Starting with your FICO, right? There's FICO 1, FICO 2, FICO 3, all the way up now to FICO 10. Now, within each of those FICOs, there's different FICO scores for your actual category of lending, line of credit that you're looking to get. You have FICO mortgage, you have FICO auto, right? You have FICO personal lending, FICO business lending, and so on and so forth, right? So when you're going to get a car, they're looking at your overall FICO score, right? But they're looking at that FICO auto score. They want to see what's your auto FICO score. All right, when you go to a car dealership, they don't care about your score. They essentially don't really care even what's on the score. They want to know if you've had a car before. Right. And I'm going to give you guys some game right now. Right. If you want to go to a dealership and you want to get your dream car, whatever the case may be, if that dream car costs $60,000 and you haven't had a car on your credit history before, you will not get approved for that car unless you put in a hefty amount of money down. Right. When it comes to cars and getting approved for cars, they're going based off of your car credit history. Right. So if you're a first time car buyer, you can get a car depending. Everybody is different. But if you're a first time car buyer, you can get a car anywhere between $30,000 and under. Once you get that car, you can keep it anywhere between 6 to 8 months, right? Build up that car credit history for 6 to 8 months, then trade out of that car and upgrade. You now go from tier 1 to tier 2. So you leave that 30K range and under, and you go from 30K to 40K up to 55, 60 being the max, right? That's tier 2, right? Then you go from tier 2, you hold that vehicle for 6 to 8 months, right? Then you go from 60K to your 80K, 80, 90K range, right? Then you have your tier 3, which is 90 to 100K. Then you have your tier 4, which is where you go to the 100K range and you get to your exotic vehicles, right? So just some game right here. You can't just go into a dealership and expect, oh, I got great credit, I can go ahead and get $100,000 car loan, I can get a 90K car loan, I'm going to get my dream car. It's not going to happen. You got to work your way up. And if you don't want to work your way up, you got to put a hefty amount of money down, right? So that's just some free game right there. But when it comes to your actual score, there's a lot of different scores, right? You have 20 plus 30, 40. Nobody's really knowledgeable of the full amount because they're constantly adding more scores, right? They just came out a few months ago with FICO 10. Now, lenders right now, they're not utilizing FICO 10. But I don't want to scare anybody, but let me break down to you what FICO 10 is. And it's going to be utilized with a lot of different lenders very, very soon. So FICO 10, all right, they are going to be looking at your overall credit report, your whole credit report, what's on there. But the biggest thing for them is not what is your current credit score. They're going to be looking at your credit score from a month, 2, 3 months, 4, 5, 6, a year ago, 2 years ago, right? But the biggest thing that's going to play a factor is a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, probably up until about 6 months is where they really care. So why I say this to say, if you're somebody right now that doesn't have the best credit, right, whether you learn some information from me here today to go ahead and fix your credit, whether you go to somebody else and pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get your credit fixed, or you allow me and my company to repay your credit for you, this is something that you want to take advantage of now. Fix your credit now. Because once FICO 10 plays into effect for a lot of different lenders when it comes to getting a mortgage, right? Getting a home, when it comes to getting an apartment, when it comes to getting a car, getting a loan, a line of credit, a credit card, whatever the case may be, when that FICO 10 comes into effect, even if your credit is at a 780, an 800, when that time happens, they're going to look a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, up until about 6 months from now, 6 months prior, right, to where they're really going to look at the overall averaging of your credit score, right? So if you're somebody that's thinking about getting a home, right? In 7 months from now, 8 months from now, right? You need to take advantage of your credit right now. All right. If you're looking to take advantage of your credit in any aspect, the sooner you do it, the better. Because once that FICO 10 comes and plays into effect with a lot of these lenders, I promise you, a lot of people will not be able to get lending. And especially right now, being in this recession, please note that banks are not even giving out money for real, right? If any, right? I'm like one of the very few people that are brokers and partnered with lenders that I'm able to get my clients funding, right? Just recently, the other day, I got my client. It was in total $73,000, right? And their credit is pretty decent. We got them a trade line, added it 3 weeks, got them approved. But lenders are not giving out an extremely amount of money right now, right? A lot of people they're cutting down limits, right? They're cutting credit score limits, right? And transparently, I even had one of my credit cards got chopped down in half, right? I've even had that. All right. I had my 30K, one of my 30K credit limits got chopped down in half to $15,000. And it's not because my credit score is bad. It's just simply because they're literally trying to retain as much money as they can because they know that there's a recession right now. They know that people are going to be in bad situations and they don't want to have a situation where a lot of people are overly using their money, right? And they can't pay it back. Right. So if you're in that situation right now where the lenders are doing this, I pray and I hope it doesn't happen to you. But trust me, this is something that's happening right now. Right. So go ahead and drop a 222 in the chat, drop some fire emojis in the chat. Let me know how you guys are feeling as of right now with this information. Are you locked in with me? If am I giving you some value? Are you taking notes? Are you learning? Let me know. Let me know overall how good am I doing? And I'm gonna go ahead and continue, but let me know in the chat real quick. Am I doing good? Am I moving too fast? How you guys liking the call so far? Is this some information that you've never heard before? Maybe you heard it before. Be 100% transparent with me. Regardless, I'm still gonna move on. But still be 100% transparent. Let me know how you guys are feeling, so we can go ahead and keep this thing pushing. Right. So your FICO is calculated in this way. Your payment history, this is what I explained, 35%. Your payment history, total amount owed, which is your debt, 30%, your length of your credit history, which is 15, your new credit, which is 10%, right? Your credit mix, which is 10%, right? And then your Vantage score, which is why I'm simply call it an exaggerated score, because they don't go off of a percentage. They're basically going off of just a overall low high type of situation, right? So you can see here, it's extremely influential, your payment history, your credit age, so on and so forth. You guys get the point. All right. So at some point in your entrepreneur journey, as an entrepreneur, right, I'm sure, right, that you'll come across the term business credit, right? So we finished up our section on the personal credit. We're getting into business credit real quick. But however, like many business owners, you may wonder, what does business credit mean, right? Business credit is the company now, your company's ability to buy something, right? To buy now, pay later, right? By establishing a good business credit rating, you may make it easier to borrow money when your company needs it. Now, I love business credit simply of the fact that this does not report to my personal credit at all. And one of the biggest factors of personal credit is your credit usage. Right. So if you're utilizing a lot of your personal credit, right, then what's going to happen is your credit score is going to go down, and two, you're not going to be able to acquire new credit. You're not going to be able to get approved for new lines of credit because you have a high usage, right? But on the business side, when you do have a business, if I get approved for $50,000 credit card with my on the business end, I can use up that full $50,000 on the credit, and it will not affect my business credit at all. Business credit, they love to see you utilize money. Use as much of it as you can, right? With the personal credit, if you get a $50,000 credit card and use the whole 50,000, your credit score is going to drop extremely, right? So please understand that your business credit has nothing to do with your personal credit. It will only have something to do with your personal credit if you personal guarantor, or you're essentially a co-signer for your business on behalf of the line of credit receive and you default on that, right? So if your credit card gets late payments, over 90 days, they're going to close your account. They're going to charge it off. And that charge off is going to report now onto your personal credit, which you do not want, right? You want to be able to separate your business credit from your personal credit. Now, you can be a guarantor and you can be a co-signer for your business, right? If you're 100% responsible. If you're not, I would rather you build up your business credit by itself without being a co-signer for it. If you're a co-signer for your business, right, well, you can get a fresh LLC, a fresh corporation, doesn't matter what it is, and get funding the same day you create it, right? The same day you create that LLC, that corporation, the same day you get that EIN. If your personal credit is intact, you yourself, or with the help of me, with my consultations, I can help you literally get funding same day, right? And this is one of the strategies that I utilized earlier on to help me start the businesses that I have, to be able to make $50,000, $100,000 plus a month, right? Utilizing business credit and business funding. Right, I created 4 LLCs. With those 4 LLCs, my personal credit was intact. I added some trade lines, made my credit score extremely strong, that credit report extremely strong. And I went ahead and knowing what institutions to go to, I applied, got 50,000 here, got 70,000 here, got 100,000 here, right? And I added those up, right? And I took that money. I didn't go blow it. I didn't go buy clothes. I didn't go buy, nonsense. I didn't go spend it on trips and etc. I took that money and I invested it into myself. I invested into my business, and that allowed me to, accumulate cash flow, monthly cash flow, real passive income, right? And the best thing that you can have is active income over passive income. Really, if we're being transparent, the more active you are in your business, the more money you're going to essentially be making. And that's something that, I've learned a while ago. And that's something that I've learned recently in the past few months from even pushing myself away from my business and letting my employees, my virtual assistants take a hold of the business. I've learned that, I make more money when I'm more actively in my business. But of course, you want to have those passive incomes as well. But we'll go further into some of those things, right? All right, so this is basically, you guys can take a screenshot. This is something that I personally am not going to go over, but it's more so breaking down to essentially the starts of getting that business credit, right? So obviously you're going to register your business, right? You're going to get that EIN. Once you get that EIN, you're going to open up a business banking account, right? Once you get that business banking account, you can go ahead, even before the business bank account or after, regardless, get a designated business phone number, right? Once you go ahead and you get that business phone number, then really you're good to go. And again, here are the types of business credit. You have the installment accounts, which is the same like, on the personal line of credit. You have the revolving accounts, which is the same like the personal line of credit. And then you have your vendor accounts, which are known as net 30s, net 60s, and net 90s. What these are, basically what they essentially are vendor accounts where you have Granger, you have Uline, where you can go to these vendors and they will give you a net amount, which is a net 30, a net 60, a net 90. You can pay for something, whether let's say you have a clothing line, you can purchase shirts from them, right? And you have 30 days to pay that back, or you have 90 days, or you have 60 days, whichever one you decide to go with. And those terms that you can get will then start to build your credit, your business credit alone, so that you do not have to utilize your personal credit to do this, right? It takes about, for me, with my clients, it takes about 90 days to establish a business credit report, a business credit score, to then go ahead and get commercial line of funding, which is like SAM card, right? For the business SAM card, business credit card with Bank of America, credit union. We like to go with Home Depot and etc., especially if you're a real estate investor. These are the certain things that we go through with, which is called commercial credit, all right, on the personal side. And this is essentially what I explained, guys. Personal guarantor. Your business doesn't need to have business credit for you to get business funding, right? You can utilize your personal credit, right, as a guarantor, as a co-signer, to help you get business credit, right? And we like to do this to get fast funding for our clients, right? So that they can go ahead and utilize it to get their business off the ground, get their business doing more numbers than what it already is. right? Without having to wait to build that business credit, where being a co-signer, the guarantor, will allow you to establish business credit and build it up way faster. All right. Here are the business credit reporting agencies. You guys know of Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, right? When it comes to business credit, you have Experian Business, you have Equifax Business, you have Dun & Bradstreet, which is not too important, if I'm being honest with you. And then you have Credit Safe, which is, again, is not too important. These lenders are mainly looking at Experian Business and Equifax Business. So you may hear a lot of gurus talking about, hey, you need to get your Dun & Bradstreet number. I'm here to tell you it's not necessary. And of course, even the net 30s, if I'm being completely honest with you, now it's a longer route, but it is not necessary to have, right? So you're going to hear a lot of people that are going to tell you this on social media, on Instagram, all these social media gurus, credit, repair, credit gurus. They're going to tell you a lot of this information, but I'm here to tell you, like, it's all fluff, right? I'm giving you the real, I'm giving you the raw. All right. So let's get into some credit hacks real quick. You can take a screenshot of this, and I'm just really going to be reading out the blue points, right? So keep 3 major credit cards. You want to have at least 3 primary major credit cards that are your own, right? Whether that's Bank of America, Chase, TD, a credit union, it doesn't matter, right? A lot of people ask me, what's the best bank to go? What's the best credit card to get? All that stuff is nonsense, right? It doesn't matter what bank you get. It doesn't matter what credit card you get. Now, of course, there are certain rewards, certain offers that certain credit cards may offer, and it's all pertaining to you, your lifestyle, and what you like, right? Pay down your installment loans, right? When you get loans, right, you're going to have a percentage of how much is paid off, right? So that the higher that percentage is, the better. So when you get a new auto loan, again, a mortgage, an installment loan, a student loan, all right, expect for your score to drop because it's a fresh new loan, a line of credit, and you're freshly paying on it, right? So the more percentage of that installment loan can be paid down, the better. And of course, this is all to what you can do, right? If you can't, then you can't. But the more you pay down, the better. Then we have optimize your credit utilization, right? Your credit utilization is a big factor, right? For anybody, I recommend keeping your credit utilization balance under 25%, right? This is for an average of anybody. Now, if you want to be stellar, you want to be like me, you want to keep it under 10%. And you want to be extremely stellar, you want to keep that really under 5%, right? So now this is kind of getting off of topic of what you're seeing on this page, but it's very important as we're speaking on this topic. So you have 2 things when it comes to a credit card, right? Or a line of credit. You have what's known as your due date, and you have what's known as your statement date, right? Your due date is when you have to make that bare minimum payment, right? So if that minimum payment is $25 on that due date, you just have to pay that $25. Now, on that statement date, the statement date is the most important thing. Whatever is reporting on your credit card during that statement date, the date of that statement date, that is what your credit card company is going to report to the credit agencies. So if you have a $500 credit card, right, and you used $500 of it, all right, and on that due date, you paid for $500 off. Let's say you didn't pay the minimum. You said, hey, look, I want to have a 0% utilization on this credit card. Let me pay the $500 off on that due date. You paid it off, right? Let's say the following day, you go ahead and you use that $500 again, right? On that statement date, which is typically 5 days after your due date, guess what? They're going to literally report that you didn't even pay your utilization down. It's just stayed the same, right? So you have to wait. You want to call your credit card company and ask, what's my due date and what's my statement date? Again, typically it is about 5 days. Your statement date is typically 5 days after your due date, right? So now you call up, you ask, what is your statement date, right? So you know, hey, look, I can pay this down. I know I need to use money again. So I have to wait 5 days right? When after that statement date, whatever that is, the day after that, to utilize this money again, right? So I can have my utilization as low as possible, right? And here's a way of how you can trick these credit card companies, right? You have $500. You need $500, but you don't. Your balance on your credit card is $500. You don't want utilization to be extremely high to report to the credit agencies. You take $500 on the due date or right before that statement date, you pay off your credit card, right? $500. Now it's going to show that you have a 0% utilization on that credit report. But you're telling me, hey, Keanu, I need that $500 though. What am I going to do? There's actually a way that you can take off the $500 from that credit card to then go use it to do what it is that you really needed that $500 for. So that's essentially a way to trick these credit agencies into thinking you have a low credit utilization, but you really don't. You're just taking advantage of that due date and that statement date, right, to trick them, right? For here, we have increase your credit limits, which I kind of explained to you guys of, calling up these credit card companies. If you have a $500 limit, ask them for $1,000. You got $1,000 limit, ask them for $3,000, $4,000, etc. The amount is up to you. Sometimes they allow you to request a certain amount. Sometimes you have to request that certain amount, but go above and beyond, ask for $1,000 when you only have a $50 limit, maybe they might counter offer and give you $500. But if you had a $100 limit and you just ask for $100 more, they'll give it to you. Then 9 times out of 10, they might give it to you, but you reach for the stars, you might not get there. You might reach that surface part, right? So that's essentially what I'm trying to say about that. Use the advanced dispute method to remove negative items, which is kind of going a little bit further in, which I'm going to be showing you guys in my ebook, exactly what I'm talking about, with these two right here. See how a mortgage loan affects your credit score. These are for my individuals that may or may not be looking to get a home soon or in the near future. Close secured credit cards when you no longer need them. Secured credit cards, if I'm being extremely honest with you, I don't like them at all. I would recommend anybody not get a secured credit card. Excuse me. What I would recommend is before you try closing it, ask to turn that secured credit card into an unsecured credit card, right? But if you're not utilizing it, and you can get your down payment back and your credit score is good to go, and you can't again turn it from a secured card to an unsecured, go ahead and close it. Again, this is more so going into credit repair. Use debt validation letters to remove old debt. And 10, don't apply for new line of credit for a full year. This is one of the biggest thing. And again, this PowerPoint is kind of old, but my new one for this is don't apply for new line of credit from anywhere between 6 to 8 months. Wait every 6 to 8 months to apply for a line of credit again. So for me personally, I like to get as much credit as I can. Let's say I go ahead today, I want to get some funding. Let's say I want to get $50,000, right? I'll go to Bank of America, get a $10,000 credit card. Chase, get a $10,000. TD, Wells Fargo, Capital One, get $10,000, right? And then I'm good, right? I'm good. I got my 50,000. Next month, I'm not going to go apply again and try to get some more money, right? Because they already see I have fresh accounts on my credit report. I'm going to wait 6 months, allow those to season. 6 months from then, boom, I go apply again, right? So I try to get for myself an average of simultaneous funding 2 times a year, right? As much as I possibly can on the personal side. Bonus. This is a big one right here. If you're somebody that, doesn't have the best credit, don't have a lot of money, become an authorized user, right? Become an authorized user on a family member, somebody close to you that you can trust, and that of course has good credit and is a good borrower, knows how to leverage their credit cards to boost your credit score, right? This person doesn't have to be a high credit score. Obviously, the card that they're using as an authorized user is the most important thing, right? So the card, obviously doesn't have to be a high card limit. It could even be a $200 limit. That person at bare minimum, needs to have 100% on-time payments. And that usage needs to be extremely low, right? It needs to be under 25%. The lower, the better. Right. what to do if you don't have someone to put you on authorized user. You can reach out to me, right? And I can help you get onto an authorized user as one of the services that I offer, getting individuals onto an authorized user and trade lines. Right. So this one is very, very big, guys, as I'm about to go over this. Over the years, right, the financial space has improved, right? And there are new ways to finance than regular banks and lenders do. Right. So a lot of you guys, maybe you might be right now getting denied after denied after denied for lines of credit. Right. But the game has changed, right? The game has changed drastically. So go ahead and drop in the chat if you've ever heard of fintech, right? Fintechs, yes or no, in the chat if you've ever heard of fintechs. Okay, cool. Got some people that a lot of no's. A lot of no's. I got some yeses, more no's. All right, perfect. Right. So fintech, right? Short of financial technology is a term used to describe new technology that automates and improves the delivery of financial services, right? It uses algorithms and specialized softwares on computers and smartphones and is used to manage financial processes, right? Fintechs, right, now shifted to more consumer-based services and is now used in various sectors, including retail banking, education, investment management, nonprofits, and a lot of other different things as far as fintech companies that have come out in these past years from 2020 and beyond, even before 2020, but from 2020 has established a plethora of fintech companies. Right. Fintechs, just to break this down for you guys, what's different from banks and a fintech, right? Fintech is a term used to describe new technology that automates and improves the delivery of financial services versus a bank, which you guys understand refers to a financial institution that is licensed to accept deposits from its consumers and make loans, right? We're going to go further down here. The structure has organizational structures with fewer barriers to trends, with encourages innovation, right? So the biggest thing here with fintechs is their system of approvals, their system of helping individuals is way easier than your traditional lender, right? Your traditional bank. All right, here are some fintechs, right? Now, people pay me money for this, but you guys, again, are getting it for free, right? You have Pedal Credit Card, which you can get up to $10,000 with the Pedal Credit Card, right? This gives you the ability to do a pre-approval, and don't quote me on this again, just because this was previously done and they might have updated something from last week. They could have updated, 2 weeks ago, right? I haven't been on their site in about 3 weeks now, right? But the Pedal Credit Card can get you up to $10,000 with the pre-approval, right? These are all fintechs. You have Buy on Trust, which is a primary trade line, which you can get up to $5,000 reporting onto your credit. Then you have Kickoff, which you can get anywhere between $500 to $5,000 reporting onto your credit report, and you can literally only pay anywhere between $2 to $5 a month to have this line of credit reporting onto your credit report. And then bonus, you have Tomo, one of the fan favorites, which you can get up to a $10,000 credit card. And this is simply not for your credit score, meaning they do not care about your credit score, right? They're going off your bank account, right? So you're going to connect your bank account to here using a trusted platform called Plaid. Now, Plaid, what they do is they're going to scan through your bank account. They're going to see how much money you have coming in and etc. And they're going to give you an approval based off of your bank account, the deposits that's coming into your bank, right? So they don't care about your credit score. So you can literally have somebody that comes into America, They just got their citizenship. They have no credit score at all. And they can literally come into Tomo if, if they're making pretty decent money. Even if you're not, honestly, the more the better, obviously, to get up to that 10K plus. You connect your bank account on here with Plaid, right? They don't have access to your bank. They can't withdraw and etc. Anything like that. Obviously, when it comes down to paying your car, you can set up auto pay from your bank. But they're simply utilizing to look at your deposits on here to get you approved. Turning credit into cash, right? Turning credit into cash is not what a lot of people think. When you need hardcore cash, right? Want to start a business or need money to invest, you will need a loan, right? To get cash deposited into your bank account. However, you will have to supply a bank with a verifiable source of income and your tax returns. Or you can take out a second mortgage or get a car loan and use that as collateral, right? This is the traditional way of gaining access to funding for your business, right? You need to take out a loan, or you need to use collateral. You need to, take out, pull from your mortgage, right? And this is essentially the old way of turning credit into cash, right? Getting into this, liquidating your credit card to fund your business idea. Does getting $10,000 cash at 0% interest sound exciting to you? Right. Imagine having a $10,000 credit card at 0% interest for 15 months, or at 12 months, for 24 months. That basically means you have $10,000 of free money. You don't have to pay interest on that. Meaning if you spend $10,000, all you pay back is $10,000, right? As opposed to where you have a percentage on there where you might use 10,000, but you might have to pay back 2,000, 3,000, whatever the case may be. All right. So when it comes to getting funding, this is some of the things that we take advantage of for our clients. We're able to find them the best credit cards, right? The best lines of credits, right? That offer the best introductory rates, so that our clients are, one, getting the maximum amount of funding possible and for the cheapest amount possible, right? So you guys may hear on social media with a lot of these gurus now. There's a lot of them that's coming up. They just started last week and they're a pro at getting people funding. Right. No nag to them. They're doing what they're doing. But transparently, a lot of them just don't know what they're doing. Right. So a lot of them say, I can get you funding, I can get you this, I can get you that. Funding, it goes a long way, right? But funding is essentially exactly what it is. But to break it down for you, funding is getting you access to money, right? But in lines of credit is what I do, right? So I normally don't go for the loan route, right? I don't like to get my clients loans. It's because a lot of my clients simply, it's either one or two things. They have a business idea that they're looking to start up, and they're not 100% there yet. They just need the money. And once they have the money, they can take things as ease, right? And then you have the individuals that, just need a certain amount, and they don't want more than what they need, or they just need that set amount. If they can get a little bit more, better, right? But their type of business that they have doesn't require them to get a loan, right? Because a loan, you get $100,000, you start paying back on that loan the second that $100,000 is in your bank account. We get you a line of credit, which is a credit card, or with one of my lenders that I'm brokered with, which I explained to you guys that you can get up to $30,000 with. They offer a signature loan where it's essentially a line of credit, like a credit card, where you would pull from what you want and you only pay for what you use, right? But with an introductory rate of 15 months, 0% APR, right? Which is free money for 15 months. You don't pay interest on the money that you utilize. But when it comes to funding, right, what we do is we get our clients credit cards and lines of credit, right? Those two things, right? We can get you, for example, these are just numbers that I'm throwing out there as an example, not saying that I can do this for you. All right. But we'll say we're going to go to Chase. We're going to go to Capital One. We're going to go to TD. Chase, we know we can get you 25. Capital One, we know we can get you another 25. And TD, we know we can get you another 25. So in total, if we know how much we can get you, and we're already pre-generating this before we even do it, right? I can guarantee to my client, right? I can let them know, hey, on average, due to your credit score, due to what we've been able to provide for you, whether they went through one of our services of getting a credit booster or a trade line, right? We go ahead and we provide that service to them first, and then we let them know, hey, this is where your where your credit score stands. So this is the amount that we're able to get you. A lot of people just jump into, oh, you have good credit. Oh, you got a 650, right? And they just jump into try to get you some funding, and they end up getting a $500 credit card. Right? Can't do nothing for you because it's not strategically mapped out and it's not done properly, right? So if I tell somebody I'm able to get them $50,000, I'm able to get you $500,000, $200,000, whatever the amount may be, right? I'm 100% on my word, right? Because I know, one, after doing an evaluation of their credit, right, knowing what these lenders need to see, knowing underwriting guidelines, I know where I need to go. I know even what time I need to do it at, right? I know what they need to see on that application, right? And we're doing exactly all of this step by step by step to get our clients approved. Right. So if you've heard that before, I can get you funding, I can get you this amount, I can get you up to $250,000. Right. Essentially, it's not, for the average individual, it's not, oh, I can get you $250,000 with one application, with one bank. Oh, it's just a special bank. No, it's, hey, this is your credit score. This is where you stand. Because we know underwriting guidelines, we know that we can take you to Chase, we know that you can take you to Navy Federal, we know that we can go to Bank of America. All of this we can do online, right? We hop on a Zoom call, Zoom consultation. And we'll do this face to face where I'll say, okay, cool. You're gonna put this on the application. This is what they need to see. Provide this, provide this. Some of these are even no proof of income, no documentation needed at all, right? So I know where I can go to get you $100,000 if you need $100,000. I know what bank is going to give you this amount because of your credit score. I know what bank is going to give you this amount, so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, that's essentially what getting funding is. All right. A lot of this, guys, as I'm sliding through here, just go ahead and take a screenshot, just because I want to move forward to a lot of the more important things here. Right. A lot of people think turning credit into cash is doing cash advance, right? And that's not it at all. When you get a cash advance, that interest rate is going to be extremely high, right? Do not do it. Don't take out a cash advance. Don't take your credit card, go to ATM and pull money out. You're going to get extremely high fees on, excuse me. Right. How can you really turn credit into cash, right? I'm going to show you one of my methods, which is using a merchant account. Let's say you're a business and you have a merchant account, whether that's Stripe or whether that's Shopify, right? For example, right? You would essentially create a product of any price. Let's say you have a $5,000 credit card and you need hard cold cash. Let's say you have Shopify. You'll create a product, right, for $5,000 and you'll literally pay for it as you're a customer with your credit card for $5,000. Right now, you're gonna pay Cash App's, you're gonna pay Shopify's fee, right? But where does that money go to? That money now goes into your personal bank account or your business bank account. Now you just liquidated your credit card, right, of a $5,000 line of credit. Now you have access to hard cold cash. $5,000. Go ahead and drop a fire emoji in the chat if you with me, and that's something that you know that you can take advantage of. Because you might have a credit card, you might have a trading account, and you can't, fund that trading account, but you have a credit card. That's how you can literally liquidate your credit card. That's one way that you can do it. That's the easiest way that I can explain to you guys as of now, using that merchant account to liquidate your credit card, right? You can literally do this even with PayPal, right? Whether you create 2 PayPal accounts, you have a friend, a mom, a dad, whatever, you connect your credit card to your PayPal account, a $5,000 credit card, you can literally send a family member $5,000. They send it right back to you. It doesn't go back to the credit card, right? It goes onto your PayPal balance, right? And then from there, you have hard cold cash to where you can now utilize it for an establishment that may only take cash, right? You're starting a business and this space only takes cash. And of course, you can do this with, Cash App as well. Any type of these peer-to-peer transfers, money transfers that there are out there, you can utilize this with 100% legal. Something you can do if you need hard cold cash, right? Moving on. You have what's known as a split payment method. Now, this one right here, as of today, if I'm being completely honest with you, is very rare in stores that you can do. And me personally is the hardest route to go with, which I personally don't even do anymore. But go ahead and take a screenshot of this. And this is something that you can look back at later. So now one of the common things are, credit card rewards, right? Cash back. What is cash back? Cash back is essentially getting cash for what you spend, right? So some credit cards might offer, 10% back on, every dollar that you spend at a gas station, every dollar that you spend at a grocery store, right? They might offer 5 cents for every $5 that you spend at a gas station, a grocery store, or spend just in general. Right, cashback rewards typically range from percentages anywhere between 1 to 3%, and some even higher than that, 5%. Right. Getting further deeper into this, how a cashback reward credit card works. Right, you apply for a credit card. Obviously, you get approved. Step 3, you receive the card, the card in the mail, right? And now you make eligible purchases to receive that cash back. So every card is different. Every card has different offers, right? And of course, you redeem that cash back for meeting the certain requirements of spending on that card. Before we get into this, so now, for example, you have a card, right, that offers 5% cash back when you spend at a grocery store. So that would be the card. When you go to a grocery store, you use that credit card only at a grocery store. If you have another credit card that offers 2% cash back on dining, right? When you go to restaurants, you're only using that credit card. So a lot of people tell you, a lot of wealthy people would tell you, I don't even have debit cards, right? It's 100% true. Yes, they do have debit cards, but we don't utilize the debit cards when we are out spending for majority of things, for majority of situations, right? Because we're getting cash back, we're getting rewards, and etc. Right? When I go to the grocery store, I have a particular credit card that I'm using at a grocery store. When I go out to eat, I have a specific credit card that I'm using to pay for the dinner. Right? When I go shopping, I have a specific card that I'm using when I go shopping. And a lot of people don't understand this. They'll be with me. They say, Keanu, why do you have 10 plus credit cards? Why do you have 20 plus credit cards? Right. It's a meme behind the madness. And there's a reason why I do this, because I can then utilize this cash back as essentially free money. I'm spending $5,000 and I might get in cash back $500. Right. I go pay for something for 500, right, at a certain location, and they give me 10% back on what I spent. I get $100 back. So I really got a discount, right? I got a discount on what I spent, right? 10% is 50. I got a discount of what I spent. So I saved $50. So you just spent $500 or something. I really spent $450 on it, right? So hopefully you guys are getting what I'm putting down with that situation. But look, what if I told you could completely live for free off of credit? Like completely live for free off of credit. And not working a job, no investments, nothing, just off of credit itself. All right. Just off of credit. Let me know if you guys will want to learn this information right now. All right. Go ahead and drop a 111 in the chat. All right. If I could show you today, right, how you could completely live for free off of credit, would you transfer all the money from your bank account to mine? Now I'm playing. Right, but go ahead and drop a 111 in the chat, right? If you would love to learn this information. Perfect. All right, cool. All right, so myself and others are getting essentially money, right, for doing these things, right? Utilizing our credit cards to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, taking advantage of these credit cards and these rewards that they offer. Right. It's simple. You should have already learned the turning the credit into cash method, which I explained to you. But now let's get further deeper into it, right? So let's say you have a credit card that offers 5% cash back for every purchase you make, right? How can we get that 5% cash back without actually having to spend money that we will have to personally pay back? Right? So if a credit card is offering us 5% cash back on every purchase we make, how can we get that 5% cash without actually having to spend the money, right? Because essentially, for you to get that money, that percentage, that reward, you have to spend money. So let's do that. Let's spend the money. Let's do exactly what they want us to do. 100% legally, how we do this. We do the merchant account method, right? You have a business, you have a Shopify, right? You're literally purchasing the product that you want, right? If you have a $5,000 credit card, you make your price $5,000. You pay with your credit card. That money goes into your business bank account, your personal bank account, however it is that you got set up with Shopify. Now you have that $5,000. You made that quote unquote purchase, correct? Now guess what? That credit card company gives you that 5% cash back. Then what do? We pay them back. We pay them off. They give us the 5%, and we repeat the process, right? And we repeat the process. So when can you take cash from other people as payments, right? Let's say we're going to go further deeper into this. Actually, no, take a screenshot of this, ladies and gentlemen. And this is something that, I will go back onto. I definitely want to keep going forward with this. Here we go. So now that you know this, right? With the example that I gave you, spend $5,000 on a 5% cash back card, you receive $250, right? Even with this is the same thing with the PayPal method, right? Like I explained before, you have a PayPal, your friend has another PayPal, your mom or whoever, right? You literally connect your credit card to your PayPal account. You take that $5,000, you send it to the other person, the other your second PayPal account, whatever. You can title it as a gift, birthday gift, whatever the case may be, whatever you want it to be. You spent that $5,000 cash back. So what do you receive? You receive $250. That's 5% of the 5,000. You pay them back. The credit card company is happy, right? You spent money with them and you also paid them back. And you're happy because you receive 5% cash back of that. That's $250. So if you do that one time a week, each week is 4 weeks, you're now making $1,000 a month. All right, go ahead and drop a fire emoji in the chat if you're with me. If you have a $5,000 credit card, you spend 5% cash back and you receive $250 of free money. You do this once every week for 4 weeks straight. Each month you make $1,000. You do this twice a week. Let's say you do this on a Monday, you do this on a Thursday. You do this twice a week. You're making $500 a week. That's $200 a month. And say you do this 10 times a week. You're making $10,000 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you're able to live for free off of credit, utilizing credit alone and the rewards that they offer to you, other than traveling off of travel reward points, right? Cashback is the biggest thing. Almost all of my cards literally only offer me cashback rewards. That's all I want, right? That's all I need, because then I'm utilizing this money to then take it to invest into more investments, to utilize it to pay bills and etc. Right? But let me know, how do you guys are intaking this information, right? Extremely simple. Please, please, please do not overcomplicate it. All right. Literally utilizing a credit card, right, to live for free. All right. What can you do with an extra $1,000 a month? What can you do with an extra $2,000 a month? What can you do with an extra $10,000 a month? Now, this is just an example. Not every card is going to give you a 5% cash back, right? That's extremely high. Right, back in 2021, 2020, 2019, a lot of them were given extremely high cashback percentages, and a lot of them still do. You just got to find the right ones and you got to get approved for them, right? But essentially, this is just an example that, I've done myself. I still utilize myself, and it's something that you can start doing today if you can. If not, it's something that I can help you and put you in position to do. There is somebody that's, I don't know if it's by accident or whatever, but it's writing on the screen. I personally don't know how to take that off. If anybody, Aaron, if you could do that for me. But this is extremely simple, ladies and gentlemen. Literally as easy as it's coming out of my mouth is as simple as it is. All right. And then, of course, you have credit card points. This is the same thing like cash back, but you're just receiving points for every dollar that you spend, and you can transfer those points into money. You can transfer those points to pay for flights and etc. You know, and there's you guys obviously seen credit cards, most likely if you haven't, credit cards with airline companies, right? Like JetBlue and etc. has their American Airlines has their airline credit card to where you're receiving miles, you're receiving points every time you're using that certain card, whether it's directly with them or it's for certain stores that you're spending at. Traveling for free / cheap, right? For a while now, I've been able to travel with literally paying little to nothing, right? When I have to pay for somebody's flight, I might pay a few dollars, right? And I have travel reward points that's literally can upgrade them from a regular flight to a first class flight, right? Or I can upgrade my regular hotel that I paid for to a luxury suite, whatever the case may be, and pay way less than what the average person would pay. Utilizing my credit cards, the reward points, the mileage, and the cash back and etc. This is how essentially you hear gurus are telling you, oh, you can travel for free and etc. This is all it is. It's all simple stuff, guys. And I don't think I have to go too deep into it. Essentially, so hopefully you guys are with me and you're understanding all of this. All in all, find credit cards that offer travel rewards and do your manufacturer spending. Find credit cards that, you know, offer rewards and things that are pertaining to your lifestyle, right? So if you're somebody that likes to travel, you need to get on a flight. You want to get credit cards that offer rewards towards flights, towards hotels, and etc. If you're somebody that just shops a lot and you would like to save money, essentially, you want to pay less than what somebody else is paying, get you cards that offer cashback rewards, right? The same Christian Dior's that you paid $1,200 for, guess what? I probably paid $900 for. I probably got it for free. Who knows? All right. Overall, these credit cards and the rewards that they offer, you know, it all is what you choose, what you want, right? There's no credit card that, hey, Keanu, what's the best credit card? You know, I hate that question. You know, there's no best credit card. It's what credit card is best for you, right? You take the time out to read the benefits and the offers that they have, and you pick from the jump. Bonus, if you have Lyft, if you have the Lyft app, right? Lyft, for every ride that you book, you'll receive Delta miles. All right. So if you like traveling with Delta, if you like taking flights with Delta, and you, let's say you don't have a car, or you have friends that don't have a car and they take Ubers and Lyfts, offer to pay for their Lyft ride. Well, essentially to book their Lyft ride for them and they give you the money, right? Because you can literally do this, accumulate Delta miles points, right? And what you can then do is literally get free flights. If you go on Delta right now, you can, let's say, for example, you put in a flight from wherever to Miami. It might cost you, let's say from Atlanta to Miami, that flight might cost you in miles, 8,000 miles plus a $12 fee. So you literally just got a flight for $12, right? And this is something that I do all the time, right? So Lyft, this is definitely a bonus for you. If you already use Lyft alone, just connect it to your Delta Miles Sky number, whatever that is. And then you'll start accumulating points to taking flights. So Uber, pack it up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go through this. I just want you guys to real quick just take screenshots. This is just 10 ways that you can maximize your credit card rewards. So do you have bad credit, right? You guys don't have to let me know in the chat. But if you do, let's fix it, right? Let's take some time for me to explain to you guys and show you guys some of the strategies and things that I do to go ahead and repair some credit. I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen right here real quick.
Yo, Keanu.
Yep.
Bro. My God. Hold on. Hey, family. Can we please just show some love for this man? That was a 93 slide PowerPoint he just bust out. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm like, that right there, family, was absolutely immaculate. Nah, this needs to be blown up. Keanu, what you just did, bro. I like I can't say, bro. I know I cut you off mid sentence. I know you probably have some closing words, bro. But like,
Yeah.
honestly, dude, for the age that you are and for the humbleness that you carry in your voice, you carry such an eloquence when you speak that exudes this amount of cockiness. That's not even trying to be humble. Like, yo, this is what we do. This is the game that we give, bro. Like, I personally want to work with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna be able to. I'll send the ebook out to everybody. I'll make sure they got your IG, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off of your parting words, bro, but that was that. I want to truly just give you a blessing, bro. You are a blessing from God, bro. And I think all the 33 people that stayed on this call from beginning to end are going to be truly thankful that they got this game from you. So I didn't want to cut your closing words off, but I really wanted to give you that blessing, bro. Like, thank you so much, bro, for real, for this.
Nah, you're good. So I'm gonna go ahead, and before I cut this call off real quick, we're gonna do about 2 more things real quick. I know I've been on here for a while, and I'm very passionate about what I do. And if I feel like I need to take that extra mile to do it, I'm gonna do it. And you guys been hanging in there with me, very engaging, and that's why I continue to go on. Usually, if it's a call for me that I do, and it's not engaging, then I'm gonna cut it short. But you guys definitely engage 100%. You loving the information. And I'm definitely here to give it to you guys, right? So a lot of people that may have bad credit, right? You may have some negative things on your credit report and you need it fixed, right? I have a lot of different things that you guys can gain access to again. And what I'm going to do is, one, you're going to be getting that ebook 100% for free to where you can remove those hard inquiries. Real quick, I want to show you one of my books. I'm not going to go too crazy into it. Just do the time, right? Just going to wrap this up. This is one of my books here, right? Digital ebook, Opening the Door to an 800 Credit Score. Right here, this book will literally provide you with everything you need to remove anything off your credit report, right? From a mortgage loan, right? A bankruptcy, hard inquiries as well, from late payments to collections, medical debt, student loans, you name it. This book will literally allow you to remove anything off of here. Right. So how are people like myself and my company, how are we able to remove things off of our clients' credit reports? Right. We're utilizing consumer laws, right? The Fair Credit Reporting Act, right, is one of them. Right. With this, everything and anything on a credit report without your consent legally should not be on there, right? So we're using consumer laws to get these things removed, right? So now we're creating disputes, whether we're using FTC reports, we're using the CFPB, we're using attorney generals in your state, so on and so forth, and we're utilizing and generating personal dispute letters like this on the screen to remove any and everything off your credit report. And as you're going through this, feel free. This is a ebook that I sell for $197. But right now, as I'm going through bits of this, take advantage of it. You're getting $197 for free. So do as you please, right? And I don't mind it at all. Here through this book, I provide you every single thing it is that you need to literally remove personal information, inquiries, right? Showing you how to remove negative remarks, unverifiable collections, so on and so forth, right? As you can see, it's over 100 different pages of different things right here. Goodwill letters. We have repo. You got a repossession. Go ahead, take a screenshot of this real quick. Right. It's a whole bunch of different things that you can get. Now, the biggest thing is obviously learning it, right? You want to learn the laws of how to remove things off your credit, how things are really able to be removed off of your credit, ladies and gentlemen. That is the biggest thing, right? I can give you this book, and you can go just start trying to type things up and think that's it. And yes, that can work. But the best way to go about it is to learn the information before you go ahead and try to send some letters out, right? But go ahead for me real quick. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. If you enjoyed the information that you learned here today, again, you're gonna be receiving the ebook from me, which is not the ebook that I just showed you, right? Not the ebook that I just showed you, but you're gonna be receiving that hard inquiry removal ebook from me 100% for free. Go ahead and drop some fire emojis in the chat if you are with me. Right, if you enjoyed this call so far. Dope. We're getting a lot of fire emojis. Shout out to the 33 people that locked in and stayed on with me. But look, listen, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now, right? Don't wait until you need your credit to start fixing it. Don't wait until you really need funding to start scrambling for money. Don't wait until you need to capitalize on your credit to then try to learn how. Right? You got a lot of valuable information from me, a lot of information that you can take a loan and do as you please. You 100% don't need me, right? But execute now, right? Execute now. A lot of people, you have things that you want to do, business ideas that you want to take advantage of, and it's in your head. But the difference between you and somebody like me, right? I take the very little bit of information that I have and I run with it, right? I'm the type of person, I'm going to jump out of the plane, right? And figure out how I'm going to land after I jump out, right? So execution is the biggest thing, right? So now, I want to offer this once in a lifetime thing. And again, it's only for individuals that's serious and that's ready to execute. And I want to be able to work with me, partner up with me, however it is that you choose to see it. Right. If you're somebody, right, it's partnership. Right. If you want to work with me, if you want help from me, it's only for those that are ready to execute. I love working with people, and only people that are not just going to take information from me, not just going to allow me to do things, but also is willing to learn the information as allowing me to do it for them, right? And is willing to take action as well, right? If you have bad credit, you need to improve your credit. All right. You have no credit at all and you want to start building your credit. All right. You don't know how to leverage your credit to start that business, to start that investment. Right. You might have $200, $50 in your trading account. Right. I can help you in a few weeks get a couple thousand in your trading account to really start making profit. Right. There's prop firms out there that can get you that money. Yes, but you got to pass those challenges. One, right. Not knocking them down. You got to pass those challenges. One. Two, you got to give them a percentage of that money. Three, I've been hearing a lot of things as far as payouts in certain situations, right? But why are we going to utilize the prop firm's money when you can have OPM, other people's money, and keep 100% of that? And if you're taking a credit card of a $10,000 of whatever and get 0% APR for 15 months, 12 months, that's free money that you're not paying interest on that you can put in the trading account. And if you're doing what you're doing, if you're taking advantage of the resources that you have, you can make an extremely amount of money, right, doing this, right? So what I want to go ahead and offer for anybody that does have bad credit or need their credit repaired, meaning you have negative items on your credit, whether it's a late payment, collection, medical bill, student loan, car repossession, bankruptcy, any negative remark that's on your credit that's holding you back from doing the things that you need to do, right? My regular credit repair price is $600. The current sales price as of right now is $300, which is extremely cheap. But guess what? I'm not even going to do this to you guys, right? For the individuals, right, that's stuck onto this call, your price tonight only is $140. Plus, you're going to be receiving a free copy of my credit repair ebook. So that book that I just showed you, the opening the door to 800 credit score is what you're going to be receiving for free. So not only am I going to repair your credit for free for you, but I'm also going to give you that ebook so you can learn exactly what it is that I'm doing to repair your book, to repair your credit, and you can also do it for yourself in the future. And then you can also learn that information so you can go ahead and maybe start repairing other people's credit, because you might have your mom that needs their credit fixed, a cousin, you might have somebody that needs their credit fixed. There's some people that have some extremely bad credit scores that can't even get a sandwich from the corner store, right? With their credit, even if they try. All right. So learning that information, getting access to it, you can maybe even start your own credit repair company, right? And able to make a ridiculous amount of money. Credit repair is a lucrative business, right? You can make a whole lot of money, no income claims, but you can make a whole lot of money through credit repair, right? So again, regular price is $600. I'm doing a current sale right now. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see this is what I'm marketing for $300, 50% off for my basic credit repair package, right? And for you guys on this call today, the second you get off this call, sorry, but the sale is over. Please, please, please. Unfortunately, it will be $300 even if you DM me, right? But as of right now, tonight, right, it will be $140, right? And all you have to do is simply text me. I'm putting my personal number in the chat. You will have direct access to me. My dispute team will be repairing your credit, and I will be looking above and making sure everything is done properly and doing things on my end. But my dispute team works extremely hard, and they're gonna be the ones repairing your credit as I will, right? But my team and all, I work with a lot of people, so they allow us to get things done in a quicker manner. So all you're gonna do is simply text me credit repair, right, to that number, my personal number right here, and please save the contact and don't give my personal number out, right? Because everybody on this call, I extremely appreciate you guys. And now we're family. We've been on this call for a few hours now, so I consider you guys, just like family, just like anybody else. So take that number, save it. And if it's somebody right now that needs credit repair, simply just text my number right now, because the second this call ends, right, it's $300, unfortunately, right? Just because it's an extremely low price. And for me to do what I have to do, it takes time, right? But we will get it done for you, right? So if you try to repair your own credit yourself and it hasn't worked, well, guess what? I'll be able to get you results in 30 days. And the best thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't see results in 30 days, it's 100% money back. And I will still continue to have myself and my team work on your credit. If you don't see any type of results in 30 days, you get 100% of your money back, and my team will still continue to work on your credit for you. That's how confident we are, ladies and gentlemen, right? So that's our basic package right there for $140. Now, we also have my advanced credit repair done for you service as well, which the regular price as of right now is $1,200, right? The original price, even before the $1,200 price cut, right, was $2,500 was basically the price. It was $24.99, right? Our regular price as of right now is $1,200. Our current discounted price is $600. Let me explain to you what this comes with. We remove all and any negative items off of your credit report, right? You're getting what you're getting in the basic. Plus, I'm going to be able to get you funding guaranteed anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 with no income verification. It doesn't matter if you make $2 a month. With no income verification, I'll be able to help you get anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 in funding. We're going to help you create your LLC properly, the right way. Not LegalZoom, right? Not nowhere where you're going to pay $800, $1,000 for. We're going to help you create your LLC the proper way to get you funding, to get you access into banks, because a lot of people don't know, right, that certain banks will not even let you create a bank account if your LLC isn't structured properly, right? We're going to personally build your business credit for you. We're going to get you personal funding as well, right? We're going to allow you and help you get trade lines added to your credit report and give you our personal credit booster that no credit person out there has. I guarantee you. A lot of people now, they're marketing credit booster, but this is something that I don't tell anybody. I haven't taught this to anybody, haven't provided this information to anybody. You will get access to my credit booster. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? My current discounted price that I advertise on Instagram is $600. Tonight, and tonight only, your price is only $400. Plus the additional free copy of the credit repair ebooks, all of my ebooks across the board, right? And I've only showed you guys two, explained to you guys two. My credit repair done for you, do it yourself, and the 24-hour hard anchor removal. You're getting all of this, right, for a fraction of the cost of tonight, only $400, right? So if you want access to this, simply just text me advanced credit repair. Advanced credit repair. Right. And if you just want the ebook, you're like, hey, Keanu, I just want the ebook. I'm going to do this myself. Don't really need your help. Right. The regular price for the ebook is for $197. Like I said, tonight's price only is $75. And if you want the ebook, simply just text my number 631-383-5419. Right. And text me ebook. All right. And you're going to get that instantly. Right. Instantly. And then, ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I just decided I'm going to do literally right now, again, for anybody that goes with my advanced credit repair, right? If you need your credit repaired, right, you will also gain access to direct one-on-one mentorship with me, right, for a full 5 months, right? A full 5 months direct access to me, mentorship, alongside of you getting access to my credit repair, getting your credit repair. I'm going to be showing you different ways that you can literally be making money passively, actively, that I utilize myself. Everything that I teach is what I do, right? I wish I had time to go over a whole different PowerPoint and showing you guys the different ways that you can start different businesses with OPM. But this is something that I'm going to be doing for you guys today. And if you decide not to go with anything, the bare minimum that I believe that anybody should do, simply follow me on Instagram, because I provide a lot of information, a lot of resources on Instagram, simply just watching my page, my story, and etc. Things that you can learn, right? So you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Keanu Louis, Keanu. There is a lot of fake pages. I've been able to get a lot of them deleted. I don't have a blue check. I don't think I'm paying $15 for that, regardless of the fact. If I do, then I do, right? But go ahead and follow me on Instagram. But again, ladies and gentlemen, tonight and tonight only, if you want to take advantage, if you want to partner with me, if you want to work hand in hand with me, simply just DM me now, text me now, 631-383-5419. And if you're somebody that still needs a little bit more information, what I'll go ahead and do is I'll get on a one-on-one call with you for about 15 to 20 minutes. If we have to go longer, then we go longer, to provide clarity to anything here that you guys learned 100% for free. But I will hop on this consultation call with you for about 15 to 20 minutes, break down anything that you may have been confused on, may need more clarity on, any personal questions, concerns. I'll go ahead and be able to help you. But with that being said, I definitely appreciate each and every single one of you guys for hopping on this call, for wanting to learn from me. Aaron, I appreciate you for setting this call up and for getting your camp on here, your individuals on here, to even trust me to provide this information to them. And I'll definitely willing to come back, do a second call if it's needed. And I'm here. I appreciate you for definitely having me. For everybody on here, definitely take the information seriously. I'm telling you right now, this is information that, people pay me a lot of money for. I hop on calls for 30 minutes. People pay me for this type of information, and you got it for free. So please, 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 please. The worst thing that I would hate is for anybody to get information from me like this, especially if it's for free, and they don't take advantage of it, right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you for your time. I appreciate you for having me, and I look forward to working with each and every single one of you. And again, if you haven't texted me, please text me. Have access directly to me. Your network is your network, right? So even if you just want to, communicate with me, bring an idea to me, whatever the case may be, I'm giving you guys the opportunity to do so. So right now, while you can, please text me. My direct number is 631-383-5419. My name is Keanu Louis. If you have any further questions, you can reach out to me through my personal number, through my Instagram, however the case may be. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful night and enjoy your weekend.